Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our One Championship Bad Blood post-fight interview session. First up, just to let you know for our media that will be joining us, please raise your hand and we will get to you. You can send in your question via text or raise your hand and we'll open your mic accordingly. So please do get your questions in. Unfortunately, One founder and CEO, Chatri Sityodtong, will not be joining the session later, but be sure to catch The Apprentice, which is, of course, airing on Netflix across the region. First up, I will be joined by victorious Canadian heavyweight Dustin Joynson. Dustin, congratulations, sir, back in the win column. How good does it feel?
Feels amazing right now. I have so many emotions going on in my head, and it's hard to process.
So I spoke to you in fight week, and you know, it was interesting hearing your mindset. What's it like being undefeated and then suffering loss for the first time? What kind of goes through your head when you have to remind yourself just how good you are?
I think it's the hardest part, right? Like, for me and a lot of fighters is like just feeling like we belong. You know, you dominate the lower leagues to say, and then like when you get put into these big promotions, like it's hard to tell myself like I belong here, and like this tonight shows that I belong here. And it's an amazing feeling.
Where does this rank in terms of your career achievements? Like you said, you're at the big time now, you got the win now.
For career achievements, it's obviously the highest achievement I've achieved so far. So for me, it means everything.
Hugo Cunha, you know, he's a tough opponent, an undefeated opponent. He took you down, but you stayed calm. What was going through your mind?
So when he took me down, I just remember my last fight with Curl. I'm like, oh, not this again. I'm like, just stay relaxed, keep composure, try to just pick your moments on when to get up. You know, he's a heavy guy. I think he like had to make weight at, you know, he's cutting down to 265, whereas I walk around, you know, 25 pounds lighter, underweight of the cutoff. So I'm just trying to tell myself to relax, pick my moments, and then when I see the opening, go for it, right? Because he wasn't really doing much on the ground.
Is it pleasing to you, you know, you spoke during fight week about working on your takedown defense? How pleased are you to get that win against the guy? And you did get taken down, but you came out, you won anyway.
I mean, yeah, it's obviously, like you fight these big wrestlers, these big guys, like if they get a hold of you, they're pretty dangerous. They know what they're doing, right? So I just got to keep working on my takedown defense and like just keep working on getting up off the ground. And if I can do that, if these guys can't touch me or hold me down. And, you know, it's kind of funny. Like, I'm good on the ground too, but at the same time, I just feel way more comfortable kicking you in the face.
It seemed to work for you. We have our media streaming in right now. So first up, we're going to go to Nick Atkin of SCMP MMA. Nick, good evening to you, sir.
Thank you, Andrew, and congratulations. That was an awesome win, Dustin.
Thank you.
I just want to get your thoughts. What was going through your head when they were announcing that decision? Were you thinking, uh-oh, here we go?
Yeah, like, I don't know. There was no doubt in my mind that I won that. He didn't do a single thing in the third round. I mean, and even when he did do anything in the fight entirely, like, yeah, you got 2 takedowns, but you can't count that as winning a fight. You're not even doing any damage. He's not hitting me. He's not doing anything. He's laying on top of me, and then I picked my moment. I got up. Yeah, he did almost mount me a few times, but I stayed relaxed and I got up. So how's that winning a fight? I clearly outstruck him, and I was way more active. So when they said it was a split decision, I was kind of in my head. I was like, come on.
Yeah, and what do you think now? Because we've got this main event coming up, and one of the guys in it you fought last, and it was a close fight. You know, are you thinking you're not too far away from maybe getting into the title mix?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going for Kirill. Obviously, he beat me, so anyone that beats me has got to be the best, right? No. So I'm really praying that he pulls this one through. I'm happy for him. He's been doing really well.
Have you got a quick prediction for us?
I hope that he just gets on top of him. Kirill just ground and pound first or second round, and even like stand up. He's a solid striker. He hits hard. I should know.
And also, I mean, One Championship has removed the process for reviewing fights. Do you have any thoughts on that, given that maybe this one could have been a controversial loss for you, but it had gone the other way? Would you have been angry that you couldn't?
Oh, yeah. I would have been, I don't even know how to describe it. I'm like, what more? I mean, it's hard because, like, I hit him with some good shots, and some of these guys, like, they have some tough chins, right? They're hard to put down, and people look down at you like, oh, you're not knocking them out. It's like, dude, man, like I'm putting everything into that. Either I don't have knockout power. These guys' chins are just like granite stone, but I felt I did enough to secure it. And it's the same thing. Like I know he's a grappler, and I'm trying to really pick my distance of like getting too close to him because I don't want him to grab onto me again.
Cheers, Nick. Next up, we're going to go to Jay Anderson from Cage Side Press.
Hey, thanks very much. And Dustin, congratulations on the win tonight. First of all, I wanted to ask, I mean, Hugo was a pretty highly touted prospect, undefeated coming into this. Did you feel overlooked at all ahead of this? And do you take any, joy in taking away that 0 from his record?
I didn't feel overlooked. I definitely feel joy taking away his debut there. It happened to me, so it's tradition. I passed it down to him so he can move forward now and get his next win. I'm rooting for Hugo all the way now from here on in. Unless he's against me then.
Good stuff. And, you mentioned Kirill. Obviously, you've also got Arjun Billier, another Canadian who is the champ right now, and presumably there'll be a unification bout down the line after tonight. What are your thoughts on maybe an all-Canadian heavyweight matchup in one down the road?
I know. I said that coming in here because, like, Arjun really doesn't live far from me. He lives in Vancouver. I live in Victoria in British Columbia. We're both like an hour and a half drive from each other. I've trained with him at his place. He's kind of an arrogant douche, and I don't really like him that much. So I would be definitely open to fighting. And for me and him, at least that belt stays in Canada, right?
Absolutely. And, I don't want you to give away any secrets. I know sometimes stuff that happens in the gym stays in the gym, but would you feel confident in that matchup?
I felt pretty good, yeah. Like when we were sparring and stuff like that, like he's very pressure forward, and it shows that when he fights as well. But I feel like I handled myself pretty well. I mean, it was a few years ago, and he's obviously evolved, but so have I.
Absolutely. And last one for me, what's it like just representing Canada on the big stage? You got the Olympics going on. You've got the trucker convoy is a weird one for us in Canada, making international news. But, now you get to say, hey, I'm representing Canada in one. What's that feeling like?
It's amazing, but I don't represent the truck convoy, I can tell you that much. I'm partial. I don't care about any of that stuff. I hate all the politics of the whole convoy. It's like all you ever hear anymore, and I don't care. I'm tired of it.
Next up, we're going to go to Dylan Bowker of My MMA News. Hello, Dylan.
Hey there. I appreciate you taking my call, and thanks for making the time, Dustin. Oh, not much, man. Just enjoyed that fight there, but I was curious to get some insights because when we were talking before this one, it seemed like in the debut you were maybe overthinking certain positions, but it seemed like you were more comfortable with the global rule set. Is that a fair characterization?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, it's still, no matter how you look at it, even if it was the Western rule set or this one, I still feel like there's no doubt in my mind that I won. So.
Yeah, and it seemed like the linear pattern is like the pace really serving you well. Like, was your ability to weaponize pace the biggest variable in this one in your estimation?
Yeah, I mean, you definitely, after you saw me get up in the second round when he took me down, it kind of I kind of crushed his soul a bit there. And that's the thing. If I'm tired, they're dying. That's what I keep telling myself. If I'm pushing forward, I'm like, push the pace, push the pace, push the pace. I'm like, if I'm tired, he's dying. That's the only mentality that goes through my head when I'm fighting.
Yeah, and just the last one here, because you had a debut in the corner there. You had your wife cornering. Yeah, how was that whole experience?
I mean, she was probably frightened, and she had a hard time watching. She just kept telling herself, there's only 10 minutes left, only 9 minutes left. But it was also really great. I met some good people. I met Odie Delaney here, and he cornered me as well. I was really happy to meet him. He's such a great guy. New best friends.
Cheers, Dylan. Our next question comes via text from Kalsod, Thailand, who asks, in your first 2 fights, you fought 2 undefeated opponents. Who do you have in mind for your next fight?
I don't know. It's a hard question. I always hate being asked that because I'm too Canadian where I don't like calling people out because I'm nice. And I don't want people to think that I'm singling them out. So you might as well just give me a title shot.
Just on behalf of Kalsad, are you feeling a little bit full of confidence right now to say a name for your shot?
No, I wouldn't even know who to call out.
Too nice, too Canadian, Dustin. All right, well, we have to try. We have to try. All right, our next question comes in from Luisa Morales.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, I'm like, that'd be awesome. I was just hanging out with him.
Yeah. We touched upon this earlier, but she asked, Odie Delaney was in your corner. How did that come about?
So when I was in Tokyo, coming here to Singapore, you know, he's a big guy. He kind of stands out, and he's wearing an American Top Team T-shirt. And I just I looked at him. I was like, "One championship?" And he's like, "Yeah, man." And then since then, we just started talking in the terminal. And I was like, "Wow, man, we should hang out and train together and whatever." We just really hit it off. And then it was 2 days ago. I was kind of like, "Hey, man, do you think they let you corner me?" And he was fired up about it. And so it all worked out, and it was really great having him. His coaching ability and just helping me get my confidence for this fight was next level for sure.
What an absolute beast that man is. And we have another question relating to him from Randolph Yongson from Spin.Philippines. Odie helped coach you to victory, and he won earlier in the night too. Knowing that there's a chance that you guys might fight each other, does that make things awkward?
Oh, no. We were already saying, we'll only fight each other if it's for the belt. Makes sense. Or, if it's, if there's a Grand Prix or something, I'm in with it. But
how significant a danger do you think he is in this division after tonight?
Oh, the guy's a beast. You see, when I was watching him, right, because I watched the fight backstage, and I'm like, man, I give it 10 seconds before he takes this guy down. We were working in the back rooms upstairs, going over takedowns and stuff, and you can just feel the power this guy has. NCAA All-American. Ugh, I don't want to get paired up with it. Not right now. I'm going to train with him so I can take on the next guy that's an NCAA champion.
We have our next question coming in from Bong Lazada from Inquirer.net. Off you go, Bong.
Hi, Dustin.
Hey.
Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
So after tonight's main event, we'll have an interim heavyweight championship fight.
Yeah.
And that winner will unify his belt with Aryan Bular. So do you think you deserve to get that title shot?
I don't know. Do any of us deserve it? It's hard to say. I don't really make the call. I don't know the rankings. I'm just appreciate being here. And if they gave me that shot, man, that would be a dream come true. How do you say no to that? And I'm hoping Kirill wins tonight, and Arjan still doesn't want to defend it, and then I fight Kirill, kind of rematch, whatever. I like Kirill and all, but obviously I got to try and get that one back. And if it's for the belt, then
thanks so much.
I'm curious to ask, as such a nice chap, your description of Arjan Bular, the champ, as an arrogant douche is an intriguing one, I have to say. Earlier in the week, it was said by our two main event fighters and you, all three of you kind of agreed that you didn't really expect to see him again, maybe in the promotion. And then the next day, he signed a new contract. Did that surprise you?
I didn't even know he did because I don't follow any of it. But, I mean, it's hard to say. I kind of know his team and his management. And from what I was told when he was fighting Brandon Vera, they said, if Arjan wins the belt, he's probably not going to fight again. He'll probably try to go the WWE or some silly wrestling thing. Okay, it's not silly because I like wrestling too, and I wanted to do it before I did MMA. But I don't know. It's a hard call. Fighting's hard, man. And once you're on top, the only way left to go is down. So if he's on the top, I could see him easily just being like, I got enough money. I'm good. He comes from a wealthy background, so I don't think money's an issue for him. But I mean, obviously, we fight to get paid, right?
So what's the plan for you now in terms of the immediate plan? Are you going to go sit cage side, and are you going to go watch Anatoly versus Kirill?
Oh God, no, I'm not at the arena. I'm back at the hotel. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to fly out in 5 hours.
Okay, so the plan: get back home, and then. How are you going to enjoy this victory, and when are you going to be kind of picking up your phone again? When are we going to see you again?
I'm going to go home. I'm going to wear this for about a week straight, taking it to work, taking it everywhere I go. And then once my legs heal a bit from kicking shins and getting kicked in shins, I'll start making my assessment from there. But right now, they're pretty sore.
Well, the overriding feeling, I think, is massive congratulations, Dustin. Superb stuff tonight, and great to talk to you.